What's up, everybody? Uh, we want to start tonight's stream off by sending condolences to Lewis' family. Our prayers with him, and we hope they can make it through a trying time. It's never good to lose someone. Um, we know it hurts, and they may need all the support possible, and we're here to provide whatever support we can. It may not be much, but our prayers are definitely worth it. Um, Now, to move forward, because I don't want to dwell on it too long. Um, First subject of the night: can Denver repeat? Do you think it's possible for Denver next year to come out and be in that championship game?
Nope, not at all.
Not at all, not even like a sliver of a chance.
Mm-mm.
Wow. I think they may end up the number one seed in the West again.
They may, but now teams are gonna build with that in mind. Every time you get a team that wins a championship, the other teams build based on what that team is built like. The Eagles built based on what the Chiefs looked like the year before, and now that everybody's gonna build for that team, just like they did Giannis. Oh, Giannis is shooting a three now. He can drive now, and they still built the team to beat Giannis. They built the team to beat Steph. They built a team to beat LeBron. Now people are going to build their team just to stop the Nuggets.
Here's my thing. I don't think you can build a team to stop Jokic. Only because you need a player. Like we've seen throughout the playoffs, they've sent everybody possible at him. You need a player to play against Jokic. Like you need a guy that's gonna be in there, be able to body him, be able to cover him at the 3-point line, and try to defend against his passing. Let's be honest. He's the best passing big man in the league by far. So it becomes now, do you try to rely on a big to stop the passing, or do you think that the smalls around the big should be, responsible for stopping the passing?
I mean, Jokic is Jokic. He is the best passing big man by far. But at the same time, he's still that one man. Like they're gonna build a way to slow down Jamal and to do those other things that Denver did, and absolutely nobody had an answer for.
Well, I
Somebody,
don't. I don't. Go ahead, finish.
somebody's gonna take the time and say, "Hey, if it's somebody who we got to beat next year, we got to make sure that we're ready to take on Denver. You're ready to take on the Lakers, and you're ready to take on a lot of these other teams that have a big man who can pass, shoot a three, or make a free throw, but also have a wing or a guard that is just gonna go wild. Like if you give if you give Steven Adams somebody better than John Morant to work with, he's hard to deal with. Look at him with Westbrook. He was hard to deal with. So we're gonna get back to that big man, small guy pairing. Everybody's gonna go back to the Shaq and Kobe way of doing it, and having a sharp shooter and maybe a good assist guy, and that's gonna be the basic lineup. That fourth guy is gonna be pretty much the X factor.
So I'm gonna say this, and people are gonna probably bash me for it. What do you think? Actually, I'm not even gonna ask. I'm not even gonna question it. Giannis, I believe Giannis, if he makes it if he was to make it to the finals against the Nuggets, he's the best bet to defend Jokic. I know it sounds crazy,
No,
but
he's He definitely is.
He's got the size. Like, I don't know if he's strong enough to handle the back down, but he's got the size, the reach, the athletic ability. He could guard him on the perimeter. Giannis might be the only guy in the league
Giannis would
that you
wear,
can say go 1-on-1 with Jokic.
as far as energy and effort wise, Giannis would wear Jokic down. And
So is it safe to
that's when you
is
see
it safe to say that the Bucks, if they would have made it to the finals, could have at least tried to push this 7 games?
well, you gotta realize the Bucks have uh they have Bobby and they have Giannis. And I forgot who the other big is that's 7 foot tall. But that's at least they have at least 3 or 4 guys on that team with a 7 foot wingspan. Chris Middleton is probably the fourth or fifth guy wingspan wise on that team. He's got to have at least a 6'9" to 7 foot wingspan. So they have enough bodies to essentially attack him with, just like they did with Shaq. No, it didn't work all the time, but he wasn't putting up 42 points all the time. And if you have a guy who's that long and who's that wide and wiry, as far as getting in the passing lanes with their arms out and that actually put the effort in, and yeah, the Bucks have that team that all their big men put in big effort defensively. So yeah, you pair that with, they have Chris Middleton at small forward. I think he's 6'9", 6'10". You still have your point.
Middleton, yeah, he's probably like 6'8", somewhere between 6'7" and 6'9", around that range, I want to say.
So I mean, it's a lot for people to deal with. KCP, Aaron Gordon, what is it, MPJ. I mean, up and down the lineup, they could match height with them up and down lineup.
I don't know if MPJ is a real problem.
No. I mean, not like a problem, but
like,
guys are the size of those 4 guys that you can say, hey, you're not just going to shoot over top of my 6'2" guard and you're 6'8".
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be another year where I'm not afraid to say it. I think they can definitely repeat Denver, and they might still end up, barring some crazy moves, they may still end up the most dominant team in the league with ease. I don't see a point where anybody really competes with them. I can't see it. Jokic is too good. And then you got to remember, there's a chance they're going to add somebody. Like, what if they go in this draft and end up drafting a player that low that shouldn't have been there or is way better than people expected?
Hey, Jared.
What do you do against that?
Well, I don't think it's a matter of them adding a person. It's a matter of the people who are going to be defending them figuring out their scheme.
Yeah. What up, Jared?
Like
I don't know.
Defenses catch up this year and realize, okay, this is how we have to hold them. Like, I mean, even if you implore, which for some reason many teams don't use anymore. If you implore the one at the key, 1-box-4, basically, point guard traveling, and the box pretty much expanding and flexing pretty much off of the paint area as needed. I mean, if teams reinstitute something like that, that's going to be a problem. It's not like a 1-3-1 zone. It's not the 2-3 and it's not the 3-2. It's like, okay, point guards guarding whoever's at the top of the key, and the rest of the defense flexes to cover who's in that zone. That against Jokic could be a problem because he's not going to be able to really know where you're going to, where that zone's actually going to be. Even if he knows the whole play front side and back side, if he tries to throw it across the court, that guy in that zone only has to be within 5 feet of his guy. So that other, about 3-foot wingspan each way, that clogs up a lot of paint area. Even if you have a guy cutting to the paint, it clogs up a lot of paint area. And against a 3-point team, I mean, it's a 1-4. So if there's Steph Curry's on the 3-point line, there should be somebody in that zone right next to him.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if it would matter. I don't know if it would matter. At least to Jokic. I don't think it'll matter to Jokic. I think he'll look at it like, and y'all still ain't got nobody that's gonna stop me.
Right. I mean,
I think Jokic is that dude that goes into the game and is like, this your king. This is who you brought in here to stop me. And I think I don't foresee him being stoppable. Like I said, somebody can give him a problem. The one guy I named, but other than that, I don't see it.
I mean, I'm not saying you even stop Jokic. I'm saying what I said earlier in the playoffs.
Stop everybody else.
Jokic will get 30 or 40 points, but if you can slow down the how he, like 75% of the points that Denver scores, he somehow affects those points. So if you limit him to 30 or 40 and reduce how many points of the game he affects, make somebody else have to make that third or fourth pass for the assist, then you have a really good shot at beating him.
Agreed. Problem is that's a deep team in Denver. Like you said earlier, you named them all earlier. It's a deep team, especially when you get a game. If you get a game where Aaron Gordon decides to be an early draft pick all over again, you get 27. That's tough. That's tough. But it's gonna be an interesting season. Let's see what we got here. Next topic. What do you think is next for Shannon Sharp? It was his last episode this week, and he had a very emotional goodbye. Even brought his daughter out there. And, I didn't even realize it's already been 7 years of him on the show. That's how much I enjoyed watching him, because he is hilarious. He was made for the screen. He's a funny dude. What do you think is next for him?
I think he might sit back, see if he can get a proper TV deal where he he himself is the person on screen, or he's at least the lead. Some like one of those Skip Stephen A. Smiths, like, okay, yeah, I'm the guy, and I bring on this person Monday. I'll bring people on, or I'll have a certain guy or two that are on. But I think he ends up back on TV. But I would bet he's probably going to book a show probably about September, October, if he's going to come back this year. If he doesn't come back this year, by then I think he might go back to being an analyst for CBS or Fox, one of those places, until he can build his own deal somewhere. But now that he has Club Shay Shay back, I'm pretty sure he's going to continue doing that, because I mean, he's probably hitting at least 200,000 views an episode.
Yeah.
YouTube.
It's a really good show. It's a really good show. I've watched a number of episodes myself. It's actually a really good show. Now, I do think I would like to see him in sort of a debate show with either Acho or Wiley, Marcellus Wiley. I feel like it would be a great show. You get two athletes on there, let them go ahead and go at it, and you know that they respect each other to a point where tempers aren't going to flare. You're not going to get, crazy disrespect out of them or anything like that. I think it'll be they could have a great show if you put one of those two with Shannon, Uncle Shay Shay, and let them work, man. Let them be them on screen. I mean, we know Acho could be annoying as hell, but he does it intentionally. Like that's what makes him so good on cameras, because he does it intentionally. He intentionally makes it to where you're like not gonna like him at the end of the episode, because of the simple fact he's gonna put out facts that or stats that annoy you, like the stats that nobody really looks at, but it works in his favor. and he knows how to manipulate that stuff. He knows how to say what he's saying when he's saying it, and it will work out great. I think with a Shannon Sharp. Same thing for Marcellus Wiley. I think they would just have a heck of a show. But I do want to see Club Shay Shay continue because that show, like I said, I think is awesome. Wherever he goes, he's gonna be great. We know that. I look forward to learning a lot more from him because I don't know if I've ever learned so much watching somebody do a talk show. Like all the stuff his grandparents used to say to him. I mean, knowledge upon knowledge right there. It's crazy.
I don't know. Your guy Acho, I've seen some stuff that's not even sports related that I think he's showing you who he really is.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I might have to look it up. Check it out. Tell me about it off stream. We'll get into it.
Oh yeah, I definitely I'll pull up the one of the clips and I was just like, I know he didn't just he couldn't have thought that, like, but I'm looking him in his eye. He got all the conviction in the world, and
All
I
the
don't even understand.
yeah, that's
It's
not good.
on a regular just talk show. I'm like, wow, like just somebody's podcast,
That's not good.
not some big podcaster. It's wild, but yeah, I think that's really who your boy is. I don't. I feel like he's a skip.
You got to.
He's not really.
You got to show me.
Yeah, he's not really
You got to show
acting.
me. I need to see it.
It's kind of how he feels, but he's using it as a joke to uh, yeah, that ain't gonna work out. I think Shannon might smack fire from him.
There's my first lady of the show there. Hey, hope you're enjoying it. Yeah, we'll definitely have to talk about that off stream. Our next topic, and it's looking like I'm gonna be able to get us out of here on time. All right, try to keep it a short one tonight. Now we talked about this. I did a short about it, and I got a lot of interesting answers. But I think your answer might have been one that kind of threw me off because I expect more of this guy a little bit. So for him to just for him to be one that you say is going to show up in the preseason and everybody like, oh my God, give him the ball, let him play. Your Ravens preseason hero was Nelson, occasional hands, Aguilar, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I need you to expand on that for me.
Okay. So we got 6 receivers on the roster right now, or 7?
Oh, we on the roster we got like 9 or 10. We got a couple. Like it's
Okay.
deep.
So Odell's not going to be playing preseason games most likely. Bateman probably about the same. He'll probably do mid duty at best. So who's the third receiver going to be? Zay. He's already fought a small injury, so they're going to take it easy with him. Nelson Aguilar is probably going to be the receiver that plays the most snaps with first or second team.
Yeah,
he's going to be he's going to be the one receiver. So while all these other 3 receivers are banged up in camp, he's getting reps and reps. He's going to play snaps and snaps. So he's going to come out in the preseason. Was it 3 games? He'll come out of preseason with probably about 215 yards maybe if he plays all 3 preseason games. If he plays all 3 preseason games.
Now, what if he does play all 3 and he gets cooked? What if he gets out there and just gets absolutely shut down? I don't think it's going to happen because he's a vet. He's going to be going against younger guys. But I also don't think he's going to play all 3 preseason games because of that. I think we'll see more guys like James Prochet, Tylan Wallace, Shamar Bridges, the undrafted dude from this year from Maryland, Dante Demas. I think we'll see a lot of him. So I think those guys Benjamin Victor. I think those guys are going to get a lot of run in the preseason as they try to figure out what this last spot is going to be. Um, we also got was it Treadwell? Um, so he's going to get a lot of run just to see if he's going to possibly make the roster. So it's going to be interesting to see if they actually give Aguilar that amount of time on the field in those 3 games. I mean, you definitely don't want OBJ out there. You want Zay out there because you want him to learn the playbook, but I don't know how much you want Zay out there. And speaking of Zay, fully guaranteed deal. I didn't even. How you feel? What do you think about that? Fully guaranteed rookie deal.
I think it's about the same as it was early this year. It's a little pawn scheme. Like, you're gonna give your rookie wide receiver. You never seen him play it down. You'll give him a fully guaranteed deal. But there's a problem giving quarterbacks a fully guaranteed deal. Yeah, you said, oh, because it's more money, but you expect more out of the position. So if you say, oh, it's more money, that pay scale, it scales the same. I mean, it literally
So
it scales the same.
yeah. So my thing is, clearly that was the reason why he was taking forever to sign, right? He's negotiating that language, saying, "Hey, I don't want all this what if stuff. Give me my money fully guaranteed." It's not like, and it's not a big contract. And I know you say, it doesn't matter that it's not a big contract, but does this open the door now? Because he's not the only rookie that got a fully guaranteed contract. Does this open the door now for all future rookies to come in and get fully guaranteed contracts? And is this the way that the NFL is going?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're willing to do it for rookies that haven't played a snap, it should have been an unquestionable for guys who you've actually seen play.
Yeah.
I mean, Zay is he faster than goddamn Rich Lightning, but is he gonna last? Is he gonna take a few hits and by week 3 be in concussion protocol half his career? Like,
We
you
hope
do
not.
not know. But you're willing to throw guaranteed money at something you don't know, as opposed to pay what you have. Isn't that why we have the rookie pay scale now?
This is true.
They told
I would like to say Jamarcus Russell is part of the reason for that.
exactly. I was about to say they told free agent QBs, "Oh, nah, we ain't paying you nothing. We got the number 1 pick. We about to get the best QB prospect that's coming out. Oh man, he's gonna be Dante Culpepper Part 2." They gave him all this money, and ain't nothing happened. Ain't
Chill
nada.
on Jamarcus. He couldn't keep his weight under control. That's just. Yeah, that was sad. To get back on topic, though, I don't want to get too far away from it. My preseason hero is going to be the same guy it was the last few years. I actually got 2 because I do think Dante Demas Jr. is going to do some things this preseason. But my other one, James Prochet. Listen.
I thought you was going to say, oh, not no Shay.
Nah. No way he's not doing anything. He ain't do nothing last preseason. James Prochet. He's going to show people that he can play in a better system. Not necessarily saying he's good, but he's going to be serviceable in a better system. And I think he's going to show out this preseason, and he's going to need to because he's not going to make the roster. And when he doesn't make the roster, somebody's going to pick him up based off his preseason performance. So I do think he's going to show up and show out. And unless they pull a trade for him, he's going to be cut. And unless EBC can pull one of them slick trades, EDC might get a 5-6 for Prochet if he ball out in the preseason. Just saying. But I think that's what's going to happen. I do see a lot of these guys getting traded rather than just being cut. Maybe, maybe not. It all depends. But I think Prochet, it's going to depend on that preseason performance. I think Prochet is going to show out. I don't see a reason why he wouldn't, to be honest.
Hey, no Shea and no way is here to stay.
Nah. One of them is going to end up going soon. And because No Way is a defensive end, he's going to stay longer than Prochet. We give up on receivers way faster. So he's going to be around longer. But
not
that brings me... Huh?
Not for skill, but for position.
Yeah, for position, not for skill. For position. They don't like to let certain guys go, which, as we've seen, we still got Drewski here, Mr. Pat Ricard.
Hey, he
Hard
went
Ricard.
From D tackle to offensive lineman to fullback to wide receiver 1.
Yeah. Yep. And that's what we're going to be stuck with. Now that leads right into the next subject, breakout player. Now we're talking regular season. Who's about to have a breakout year?
Well, that's his first.
And then if you want to go with somebody that's not in Baltimore, you could do that too. But just a player that comes to mind that you think is going to have a breakout year.
After his first full season, people going to be acting like he the man.
What's up, Will G?
But this will be his first full season as a starting safety.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
So, I mean, breakout for him is a sack, maybe a pick, a couple passes defense. He doesn't, I mean, he has 1 or 2 sacks, but in the way of
Will
stats.
G says Zay.
I mean, you could say it'd be a breakout year, but it's his beginning year. Like, you can't be like, oh yeah, your first year is your breakout year. Like, it's your rookie year, whether you ball out or not. To break out is to basically go from, okay, this was where I was last year, and now this year I'm here. I mean, it's a great start, but it's not really a breakout. I mean, you say he gets 800 yards this year. We don't even know if that'll be his best for his career, or if he's going to be one of perennial.
I think Zay might crack 1,000. I'm just saying. I think Zay might crack 1,000.
I got him for 850.
Rookie of the year. I agree. I agree, Will G. Rookie of the year right there. Offensive rookie of the year right there.
I mean, if Odell stays healthy and Bateman stays healthy, I mean, it's not too many ways that you can cut a 1,100-yard receiver, a 1,000-yard receiver, and a 900-yard receiver. I mean, considering who our tight end is, who's going to get fed equally as well. So somebody's going to have to be a guy just below 1,000 yards. I think they might be.
I don't think Bate gets 1,000. I don't think Bate goes anywhere near 1,000. I actually think Bate's not going to play a full season. Just hearing that he's still healing, with them pulling the screws out of his leg, it's one of those things where it's like, okay. I don't think he's going to have that type of year. He's going to have to rest a lot because I don't think he's going to be fully healthy this year. I don't see it.
Yeah, I mean that's how I do feel, but you still got occasional out there like it's gonna be a deep receiver rotation. So I don't think they're gonna be force feeding any one receiver unless it's Odell.
Well, so that's why I said I think Zay's gonna go over 1,000 because I don't think you have to force feed Zay. I think he's gonna beat a lot of people over top, but don't forget his ability, his playmaking ability to catch the ball short and make moves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still gonna go with the defense. I just feel like somehow it's basically going to make a difference. Just because he's on defense, is his first full first year. he's gonna do a couple things. It's gonna be like, okay, yeah, that was crazy. But our whole offense is gonna be crazy. So I mean, that's kind of why defense might stick out a little bit more.
Two tight ends. I got to fill him up. About to open up. Likely to. Yeah, I agree. Due to the first downs, he's going to be on the linebacker. Andrews will have a safety / nickel. Lots of pick your poison. Yes, I agree, 100%. I was just saying that to Hendo on his stream the other day. Likely is gonna reap the rewards of the guys on the outside and Mark Andrews because he's gonna get paired up against a linebacker who can't keep up with his speed, and he's going to create massive problems. Now, again, Hendo kept saying, well, for him to do that, he's got to catch the ball first. Yes, he does. And shout out to Hendo at the Rogue Pod. I know everybody in here follows him. I'm just going to say it. Anybody that may watch later, if you don't follow him, follow him. Great show. I think Zay hits 1,000 because of his ability to make plays, right? He's going to break tackles. He's going to pick up the extra yards. I think, they say every yard counts, and I think it will for Zay and how he picks up that yardage. Because the one thing none of the other guys has shown us they can do is break a tackle and get upfield, other than Zay and Likely. So, and it can be a very good year as long as people stay healthy.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I feel like Zay's going to have the harder of the two wide receivers and 2 tight ends. One of the tight ends is probably going to be 1,000 yards. So, I mean, it's way more crowded where Zay's at as opposed to on the defense. It's kind of like, we have Williams and number 14. That's what I'm going to call him. I don't know if he's fully earned his name yet, but he definitely has better pass rush moves than Oweh.
Yeah, sad, but yeah.
But yeah,
Jared said he's picking Tavius Robinson as a breakout rookie for us. I could be wrong. He may steal Oweh's job. I don't think you're too far off. Listen, saying somebody is still Oweh's job is not a big leap. Oweh's job is on the line. Like every play he steps on the field. There's a reason why he's not getting that many snaps. The only reason he got a lot of snaps last year was because guys was hurt and they needed somebody to play. There is a chance now. Robinson is very raw.
You still got Simpson.
We still got Simpson, but Simpson's more of he's a hybrid player. He can play edge, he can play middle, he can play slot. He's been all over. He's a safety. So he's one of those guys that was actually going to be my breakout player prediction. I think he was going to take over Kyle Hamilton's spot in the box. He was going to make plays from the sideline to sideline there.
So you was telling me that Zay, it sounds like he should be or not. He's a receiver, but now you trying to slide over to the Trent Simpson camp. I see you playing. I see you.
Listen, I've been a Trent Simpson. Go back and ask Coach all the Trent Simpson from day one. I said Trent Simpson is going to be a problem. Him and Caillou Blue Kelly. Oh, I love those 2 picks. Love those 2 picks. Caillou Blue Kelly is slow, but his technique is nearly flawless. All right. I don't know if you see the tape on him, but you got to go back and watch all types of tape on him. The kid has almost flawless technique. He can play press man coverage. He's hella good at zone coverage. He'll get up there and tackle. He misses tackles because he's a corner, but he's usually in there head first. Like he's not afraid to go after the tackle. So he's a kid that I think is going to make. I honestly think he's going to end up the just cornerback 2 spot. I think he's going to take it from Rocky said. I don't know. Just a feeling I have. Will G says here, I think the Ravens drop a lot of balls because it was always okay. Let's try to keep a pass ratio and the passes would come unexpected, like no design route with Giro, never in the groove. Um, that's true. We had a lot of drops. In the you seen when he ran routes under Giro, all our guys would be in a cluster, so they would be in one area of the field together, which was not how it was designed to be. You're not supposed to be stacked in that same area like that. Okay. Now they were saying that Andrews was the only one with freedom to, do whatever with his route. And we seen that in zone because Andrews would run a slant and just snap it off in the middle of the zone and say, drop it right here. I got you. Which is why, and it makes complete sense why he was Lamar Jackson's favorite pass catcher. Because Andrews knew when to stop the route or he knew what to do against zone coverages. Whereas the other guys were they were given a route with no freedom. They weren't told, hey, you can do this, hey, you can do that. They were given a route, said run your route. So that makes sense why Andrews would be the guy getting all the passes. But it's tough to say with a new system now, it's going to be tough for defenses to say, okay, let's just double Andrews because we know where the ball is going. Nah, Zay, OBJ, Bate, likely is don't forget JK out the backfield. I don't think Gus will be coming out the backfield catching too much. But Justice Hill. Listen, I said it in the stream the other day, right? They were talking about, I think it was LBHT, another group of great guys. Follow them if you don't. Lunch break hot take. They were saying, would you take Dalvin Cook or JK? I said, give me Justice. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. Give me Justice Hill. He runs hard. His cuts were great last year coming off an Achilles tear. We know he can catch out the backfield. And he's shifty. I'll take him, and he's going to be cheap. I'll take him over the other two. No problem. And then do a running back by committee with the younger guys. I got no problem with that. Yep. When Lamar went down, those clusters became airtight because the defense no longer had to focus on Lamar, just assignments. Yep. And then Huntley, I'm going to take that back. I was about to say poor Huntley. Huntley had nowhere to throw the ball, right? But it doesn't matter if he did because he's not that accurate. Now, short passes, medium, he can put the ball on our nose. Deep ball, oh my goodness, he's terrible.
He can't even throw enough.
He's terrible with the deep ball. Absolutely terrible. And I like Huntley, right? I hope he stays our number 2. I really like Huntley. But he's terrible with the deep ball. I don't know if I've ever seen anything as bad. I mean, like he makes Josh Allen look accurate. And that's not good. That's not good at all. So those breakout players, and you were going with, just to recap, who were you going with?
Going with Hamilton. He doesn't have.
He's going with Hamilton.
Doesn't have much to expand upon, so I mean, it's not. The ceiling's still low.
So if I'm going to go with a second-year player or a player that's been around for a while, like I said, I want one of the rookies, but I'm going to go with a guy that's been here. I'm going to go with Justice Hill. Yep. That's my choice, Justice Hill, because I think he's gonna show that he's going to be more valuable than Gus, as crazy as it sounds. I think it's going to be Justice Hill because when JK needs to rest and we third and long, Justice is going to be the guy to come in, not Gus. And I think he's going to have a breakout year. Now, a breakout year for him is 500 to 700 yards. So it's not much. Like, it's not going crazy. But he's going to show that he belongs on the team. That's just for me. You know? For a minute, me and Coach was wondering if he could throw past. You know what? That's an understandable question. Who you guys got as base D line, the base front seven? I'll let you hit this one first. Who you think is going to be the starting front seven for our base defense?
difficult. That matter BK starting. I mean, if you put Owe as an end, not outside linebacker, I could have
Well, it
him.
depends, right? If we're running the 3-4, he's gonna be outside linebacker.
He doesn't have enough flex to be outside linebacker. He put all that muscle on. They just need to move him to D end because he's a robot. Like he's not. Nobody is scared of him dropping in coverage, 4-3 or not. He can't turn a corner. He has handles like a
I
Max.
agree.
Like if you want George Mearson to be running your crossovers, yeah, go ahead.
Oh man, chill.
Like
All right,
he can't.
that got violent real quick.
He has turned himself into a Javon Curse defensive end. He's nowhere near any type
He
of
bulked
linebacker.
up and got too tight.
Right.
Like
Like
he has no
he needs
dip,
to be,
no spin, no yeah.
Stop the run on the way to the quarterback defensive end because he doesn't have any type of natural twitch to him. So I'd put him at D end. That's that matter B. I probably put
He's big enough. He's big enough.
I put him, Matabike, and Jones as my 3-4.
That's
Put
my
Jones,
guy right there, Jones.
put Jones in the middle, Matabike on one end, and Owe on the other. Then you can go ahead and put David Jabba out there at the other outside linebacker. Put Simpson as the other outside linebacker, and you got PQ and Roquan to go ahead and shore up the middle.
Okay, so for me, before I put Will G's next comment up, for me, I'm gonna go Roquan, PQ. Then I'm gonna have Ojabo and Tyus Bowser as my outsides, and then on the D line, Michael Pierce at nose tackle.
You got me on Bowser. I forgot about Bowser, so I have Bowser no Jabo too.
Yeah, I got I got Michael Pierce at nose tackle. He's gonna be healthy this year. We seen he can still shut the run down. So I put Michael Pierce at nose tackle. You're right next to him. I'm gonna go. Who's that? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'll put Matabike on one side. Got to. And then I think I'm gonna go Broderick Washington, unless he's the rotating nose tackle. You know what I'm saying? Travis Jones, I think, will be a rotational guy because he's one of those guys. He can rush the passer and stop the run. He's got size, strength, but he's still young. He's still learning, so he'll be a rotational guy. I don't know if we're bringing back. What's the other dude's name that was at the end last year? The 6'7" dude that used to play for us before.
Urban.
Yeah, I don't know if we're bringing Urban back. If we are, he'll be starting the other side. It'll be Urban, Pierce, and Matabike. If Urban's coming back, I don't know if he's still on the roster or not though. But if not, then I think Broderick Washington takes that spot because I think they go vets and they go sure thing kind of like we know who these guys are and how they play, and then we'll rotate the young guys in to let them get a rest. Yes. I don't know if I can agree with that. I like Jared Johnson and I like Adelius Thomas. I don't know if Owe has their skill, and that's the problem. Those guys were great run stuffers, but they had at least power pass rush moves. And they could push that, and they were strong enough to push the O-line back. Sometimes Owe meets up with the – I'm not going to say sometimes. A lot of times, Oweh meets up with the lineman and ends up face first in the grass. And Will G also agrees that Travis will be a rotational guy, which I think is smart. Even though he shows he shows that ability to that great conditioning, because at UConn he played every single snap. The man barely to ever took a rest. I like it. I want to see Oweh forcing the ball back into Bowser, and especially Ojabo ripping heads off. I can agree with Ojabo. I want to see him rip some heads off. I agree with Bowser. I got no hope for slow way Oweh. No way, slow way, Oweh, freeway, vegan man because he eats grass all year. I listen. I don't know. I don't know exactly what we can expect of him. Oweh Oweh was put on a diet by offensive linemen. They literally told him no meat, just grass, dirt,
Pause.
mud. Pause. Pause on the no meat. Absolutely pause. But they had that man eating worms. They had him eating worms during football games. He
Right.
could do nothing. And then had the nerve to steal $1 million out of Justin Houston's pocket by jumping on the dude as he was on the way to the ground. That dude's a con artist. He he pretended he was gonna be a good defensive end. he he pretended he was gonna be a good defensive end or
I,
outside linebacker. We drafted him, and now look, now we stuck. Now we stuck. What do you think?
I mean, Oweh has the strength, but that's really like that's it. So I mean, I don't know what else he could do except for be the DN that we've already had. Just bull rush the tackle, maintain a little bit of leverage, in case it's a run. But he don't have enough moves to be Ojabo or to be Bowser. He just doesn't have the moves.
Listen, Will, all right, I ain't afraid of Yolanda. Just don't tell her I said that. But I ain't afraid.
Okay, I was gonna say because she's gonna be at the meetup, so you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. Listen, I might have to get a no way shirt made so I can wear it no play, no way, slow way, freeway. I might have to get it made just to wear it to the meetup. I will see what happens, but I might have to get that made just to wear it to the meetup because I have a real problem with Oweh. Now, way too early Super Bowl predictions. Extremely early. What do you think? Who's gonna win it?
I
Who's gonna
feel
be
like
in it, and who's gonna win it?
I always have to answer first, so I can get in the most trouble, and you can
All
decide
right.
which one you want to go.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I'll take this one first then.
No, 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 no,
Right.
no. I'm negotiating for future stream rights. Okay,
Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine.
but I think we got to run that thing back. It's gonna be us and the 49ers, and we're gonna have all the lights on the whole game. We're gonna see what y'all gonna do.
We staying late this time around. So I think this is our year to go to the Super Bowl, but because I don't want to be a homer, right? I'm gonna go. Now I'm gonna be a homer. Baltimore versus the Chicago Bears.
The Bears don't make it.
Baltimore versus the Chicago Bears. I think they sneak in. Now, it's a very weak NFC, with the exception of a few teams.
You still got Philly. You still got
We
the
don't
Niners.
know who the quarterback's going to be in San Fran, right?
They just need a quarterback in San Fran. Apparently, you saw what Brock Purdy did.
That's true. That's true. But I don't think they make it. I don't think they get there. Philly, Philly is probably one of the best collections of talent in the league, but I think teams start to figure out Jalen Hurts and that offense in year two. And then past that, to me, it's pretty much wide open. And I got Chicago sneaking in there because Justin Fields is going to have a coordinator for like the second year in a row. He's got some wide receivers now. I think Chicago is going to tiptoe by everybody. I think Minnesota, they're going to be uh, getting adjusted to not having Adam Thielen, and now you're down to one star with Justin Jefferson. I know they got other guys there, but he's really that guy. He's going to start getting doubled a lot. I mean, he was already being doubled, but he might get tripled now. But I don't. I see. I don't. The Vikings are very beatable. I don't trust Kirk Cousins. I never trust Kirk Cousins. At the end of the day, he costs them. I think Justin Fields is a tiny bit better than everybody thinks he is. So I'm picking the Chicago Bears, man. If I had to go out on a limb, that's the limb I'm jumping on. Chicago Bears. Pause. That sounds terrible. That was some demon mode stuff. I can't be saying that. But I'm gonna go Chicago Bears. I know it's way off from what anybody would have said. So for me, it came down to either the Bears or the Panthers, right? Because I love what the Panthers are doing, but I think the Panthers, everything over there is way too new as far as new receivers, new QB, everything. So that's what kind of pulled me away from the Panthers. I think it's going to be Panthers versus Bears, NFC Championship. That's just me, though. I got the same fear. I need someone who is horrible to hurry up and sign Hopkins. I got this fear KC is going to figure out some way to get him if we don't. And Pittsburgh and with Watt and a healthy Chase, no, 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 no. Don't want to see it. Don't want to see that. Can you imagine? I mean, don't get me wrong. We got a good left tackle, right? But Morgan Moses on his heels because he got no, no. please,
Gotta put
Pittsburgh.
in skates.
Now it is reports that Cleveland may sign D Hop. I don't know if D Hop wants to go there, but you reunite him with Deshaun Watson, and that I may have to start believing in Cleveland a little bit. Because then you talk about D Hop, they still got what's his name that was on the Cowboys 2 years ago. So Cleveland and Joku, yeah, Amari Cooper, and Joku. I think you might be muted. Right? Listen, block it ASAP. ASAP, no Rocky. Block it immediately.
I thought
we can't have any of that happen.
ASAP, no Rocky.
Yes, ASAP, no Rocky. Block that joint. We need D Hop in Baltimore. Okay? We can't trust Bates' legs right now. Get D Hop. Get him. Because if not for any other reason than to not have your competitors get him. So I'll take him just for that. If D Hop came in and said, I signed $5 million to sit on the bench, okay, get over here then. Anything to keep him away from the competitors. I'd rather us have him and he get hurt in week 3 than freaking anybody else have him and he play a full season. I don't care. That's just me. That's my preference. That's coming from the heart.
So you just
I felt that one.
serve your purpose, huh?
Yup. And his last subject, right? It's one that I know you wasn't B. I don't think we talked about what was gonna be. Yep. Big facts. I don't think we talked about this last subject. So I'm just gonna give you my answer to it. Our Glizzy Gobbler of the Week. Listen. Our Glizzy Gobbler of the Week is gonna be somebody that's been a complete joke and has done something extremely stupid. And I was gonna do this last week and I forgot about it, but I'm calling out Mr. Zion Williamson. My guy.
My boy.
Listen, my boy, my guy. Listen. What I'm seeing, okay? This is not information coming from me. I don't know it to be true or false. Zion was messing with one female, a Miss Mariah. Yeah. I put the miss on there for a reason. And then he's messing with another female who her name slips my mind at this very second, but is believed to be his girlfriend. And she is now pregnant. And Miss Mariah is highly upset, putting out a lot of information. And it's believed that his girl that he got pregnant is actually a prostitute. Or was. This is what Miss Mariah is putting on her Twitter. Okay, this information is not coming from us. We do not have sources saying this. This is just what we're reading. If that is the case, right, and she did put up a text from him where he said he's begging her to take the messages down. And he's saying, this is making things worse. He's basically saying like he don't want the baby almost. Like if you look at the messages, it's almost like he's saying that the other girl that got pregnant is scheming some stuff up and he's trying to, and she's only making it worse by putting it out there and causing problems, whatever it is, right? It sounded like he was getting the ill nah, and he ain't trying to let it go, pretty much. You know what I mean? But to hear that the one that's pregnant might be or might have been a prostitute is crazy. Like, what do you think about that? How do you feel about that? That whole situation.
This is right. I mean, you're a porn star. I don't know why you are so. Why you acting like everybody else has to have such great moral compass or something like that? Like, you did what you do. You do what you do for a living, and this dude does what he does. Like, you ain't had to. None of us need to know none of that stuff was going on. But I mean,
now she did say that she had shut down her OnlyFans because of him begging her to shut it down. He didn't want her doing OnlyFans anymore, so she was getting out of the game for him. According to what she must have really liked him. Like she must have loved him because she seems extremely hurt. Now, I mean, as being Zion, do you not know when to pull the plug, or like what's the situation here? Because clearly she loved him um enough that she was like, all right, I'll give up making all this money I'm making because you want me to. Now, who's the fool? Like, which just give it to me outright. She's left hand, the other girl's right hand. Which way would you go if you was Zion?
I wouldn't have gone for either one of them. Neither one of them's for me.
Correct answer. I agree 100%. I seen the picture of the other girl. I seen Mariah's page because I've been following the tweets. Um, I pass up on both too. I couldn't possibly. It's too much of a catchy situation. You don't know what's out there. You don't know what's in those deep blue seas. If you know what I mean. Not taking no chances at all. But that's our glizzy gobbler of the week, people. Um, he's a fool. Now, this is the part of the show where if anybody in the chat has anything they want to say or ask or answer your questions, if not, we are out of here. See what you got, Will. I mean, it makes sense due to him being in a relationship with his girl who is also expecting a kid. Yes. What if I'm correct, right? So he needed someone outside of his world. But damn, that backfired. Backfired ain't the word. This man's whole private life is on the internet now. And what do you expect as a basketball player who's already got a ton of eyes on him? Like a ton. She's got tweets up of their messages where he's practically begging to come through. He talking about flying her out. All that. I mean, she put the spaloogie loogie on him, you know what I mean? She put it down on him. And then she put a picture up of herself, like slumped one night. And she goes, this was the one night, the one time you actually like put that work in. I'm like, yo. So he was receiving all the work, but wasn't giving none of the work. Like he wasn't putting her to bed all the time.
I mean, she gonna say now that she's a little salty, she gonna say that. If she's salty enough to say that, it must have been more than what she leading on.
Listen, for the hopes of Zion, I hope she's just a salty woman saying negative stuff, and that behind the scenes he was really, really putting it down. But if you look at the messages, at least the one she showed. Now remember that we only see what she showed.
You got to think about it. If he wasn't putting it down, she wouldn't give a damn that he had another chick.
Well, that's not necessarily true. Again, what if she was in love? Like it could be when somebody's in love, they don't really care if you put it down or not if they're in love. But it becomes a thing where if you entered knowing, so to me, it's up to how he presented it. Did he present it as, hey, I got a girl, we got to keep this on the low? Or did he present it as, hey, you my girl, I just don't want people knowing we together. Like I don't want people in my business. Because you know that's what a lot of famous people pull. Like you my one, I just don't want people in our business.
Even if it was, that don't mean that she's gonna say that or she's gonna admit it.
Oh yeah, no, I know that.
People have gone in situations before expecting a certain thing to happen, and then they end up feeling different, and they start snapping off like this. But we knew what it was from the beginning, so women's still going to try and make you see small. I'm just saying, most women,
might have to try to pull
you wasn't worth the time. Most women, if you're not worth the time, they're not going to give the time to be taught. They're not going to waste time talking bad about you. They'd be like, it wasn't worth my time. Now, if you are worth the time for them to bash, oh yeah, they're going to take all that time that they can. And I think there's a reason that she feels like she needed to take the time to bash his ass because Something was worth it.
So, yeah, she says here she pulled up the baby mom's name and she got prostitution charges in Phoenix and Memphis. Not one place, but two. Two? Like, for real, for real? Like, I'm just gonna have to. You got Twitter now, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to look her up and check out these tweets. Um, because there is one where she states,
Just send me a link in the Discord.
yes, I will do so. There's one where she states, she's like, she's pretty much like, you told me I was the one, but then you kept me hidden. You real life. She's like looking back at it. You real life kept me hidden in hotels, like I was a side chick or something. You was afraid to show the world, and I was like, oh, that should have told you something. What we got from World G here? Keep it up, fellas. Straight to the top. Now time. Finish watching the Kevin Hart movie and some movie called Kandahar. Okay, yeah, I think I've seen that movie. Prayers up to Ray Ray and Ravens Nation. Absolutely. We opened the show up with that. Condolences to Ray Lewis and his family. Our prayers are with him. We 100% hope. We don't know what happened, but we hope they end up okay eventually. Um, we know how much it hurts to lose someone. Um, I think that's gonna be a show for us. You say, Ghost.
I mean, sounds good to me.
Wrapped it up. I tried to get us in and out of here in a half hour to 45, and we ended up at an hour 6. So I think we did pretty good. I think we could wrap it up. Call it a night, everybody. We thank y'all for coming through. Ghost, tell them where they can find you.
86 Ghost underscore Twitter and Instagram, and just 86 Ghost on YouTube.
All right. And y'all know where to find me, Livin Big with Big Regg here on YouTube and TikTok, at BReg29 on Twitter. And that's it for now. I might have something coming in the future. I'm working on it. We'll see how it goes. But let's just say I might have something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Y'all have a good night. Y'all stay blessed. All right. Peace.